So the PS5 and the Xbox Series X are going to be releasing soon, and I don't have a pre-order. Kind of bums me out, but what are you going to do? What is going on, dudes? Internet, it's Major Pineapple here, and today we're going to be taking a review at Pikmin 3 Deluxe for the Nintendo Switch. This game just released a couple weeks ago, and it retails for $60, even though it was a Nintendo Select for $20. What the fuck? But since it came from the Wii U to the Switch and it has the subtitle Deluxe, Nintendo probably added enough to make it worth the $60 price tag. So let's see if it's worth that subtitle of Deluxe. The return of the most slept on and beloved Nintendo series, Pikmin 3 Deluxe is the same game as Pikmin 3 from 7 years ago on the Wii U, with some quality of life improvements and additional features. I got it for free on the Wii U originally a few years back when Nintendo did a promotion to get that or 3 other games if you bought Mario Kart 8. But unfortunately, I never beat it. On the Switch, I'm clocked in like 10 days already, and that's way more than I ever was on the Wii U. My introduction to the series of all things was from Nintendo Land in the Pikmin Adventure minigame. I just picked Nintendo Land up with my girlfriend and actually got to relive this fond memory with her. She exists, guys, I swear, she just goes to a different school. Pikmin 3 is such an enriching game that I'm so glad that it gets a second chance of life on the Switch. Let's see how it stands on its own and if the improvements for the Switch are worth the price tag.
Galactic date 20XX.
The story of the third entry in the Pikmin franchise has you play as 3 different characters, Alf, Brittany, and Captain Charlie, aboard the SS Drake searching the stars to find a way to save their planet Kopai until plot strikes and their ship crashes on a planet called PNF-404, separating the crew. You start off as Charlie, making your way and traversing through this planet until he discovers Pikmin, the tiny creatures used for your own selfish needs, as they're basically expendable squigglies that are just too adorable to not love. After some time playing Charlie, the focus shifts towards Alf as he finds Brittany and they search to find the captain and find a way off of PNF-404 to go back home to Kopai. Along the way, you discover new Pikmin with all kinds of powers, my favorite being the yellow and the winged Pikmin, and find hints and clues to the first Pikmin captain Olimar's presence. Is he here? I don't know. I still haven't beaten the game. But I'm excited to find out. A couple of months ago, I said that the Wonderful 101 was a clone of Pikmin. And if you're wondering why I said that, you can check the video right here. In playing Pikmin again, I can wholeheartedly say that this is a fact. In each game, you command a small army of 100 soldiers. While Wonderful 101 has you controlling the Wonderful Ones, which are basically 100 Green Lantern Corps-like members essentially, being able to construct objects and weapons with your mind. Pikmin has a similar approach. You play a captain who flings the Pikmin to destroy walls and barriers, any enemy that's in your path,
and use their husks to produce more Pikmin.
Which is kinda creepy if you think about it, or even to gather broken pieces of pottery to help build a bridge. Wonderful 101 has somewhat the same mechanics, but it's more akin to an action movie, and it's honestly a bit hard at times. Pikmin 3 is a real-time strategy, and while it's easier, it's definitely a lot more enjoyable. Aside from this, as you traverse the landscape, you collect and discover new kinds of fruits and find relics from the lost world of PNF-404. One thing I think I would have preferred is being able to control my character and my cursor independently from one another, but I think it works well enough. And I'm honestly shocked they didn't implement touchscreen controls for in handheld mode. As far as I remember, Pikmin 3 on the Wii U let you use the gamepad touchscreen controls to launch Pikmin, and I think that would have been perfect on the Switch. They might update it sometime later, but it just feels like an unnecessary oversight. Either way though, it doesn't matter whether you play portable or in docked, going through the various terrains and landscapes on this planet is almost Disney-like with how whimsical and magical it feels. This is truly a beautiful game. The atmosphere is apocalyptic but somehow delightful at the same time. The dynamic visuals and sounds and music really bring out Pikmin's ambiance, and the way that the vibrant character designs contrast with the somewhat muddled backgrounds help make Charlie, Alf, Brittany, and the other Pikmin really pop out of the screen. It also helps that each character has their own unique silhouette. And coming from someone who used to be an awful artist who thought they were the next Todd McFarlane, this is a nice touch. Accompanying the visuals is some ear-melting music. This is the kind of stuff that anyone could put on the background to focus on schoolwork or work, or a video game. I bet that's why they made it like that. I would love if they made this soundtrack into an album, but I guess Googling Pikmin 3 OST will be fine for now. While this game originally released 7 years ago, they add enough here to make it worth purchasing again. The first I noticed were little achievements known as badges, and Nintendo, stop implementing these in your games alone and implement them in your console software. This is such a half step, but I am so for it. It incentivizes more playtime, and the way they pop up is really nice and pleasant to look at. They also add a hints button, which is nice, but I find it kind of obtrusive. You can take it off of your HUD, but it's still there if you press up on the D-pad. It's kind of annoying as sometimes when I'm trying to swap between Charlie, Alf, or Brittany, I accidentally press it and it just brings everything to a halt. Along with all the DLC hitting the Switch Deluxe version, I think the biggest switch up is now you can play this game in a 2-player co-op mode. I don't know why, but I really like the fact that they did this. I am such a sucker for split-screen multiplayer, even though I play most of my games in single player. I'm probably not going to touch this mode much, but I'm really happy that it's there anyway. It adds a new dynamic to the game as the Pikmin have to simultaneously follow the lead of you and a player 2. I enjoyed my time with Pikmin 3 when it first released on the Wii U 7 years ago, and I'm still enjoying it now. If you own Pikmin 3 on the Wii U and you're still considering buying it on the Switch, I'd say go for it, especially if you don't have the DLC. If you do though, I think it's still worth it just because you have it on a modern console and you don't have to rummage through the house to find your Wii U. Also, the fact that you get to play it portably wherever and whenever you are, and the new implementation of achievements, badges, helps incentivize replay value. Overall, I'd say you should definitely buy this game. While the story is somewhat basic and lackluster, you're not playing this game for the story. You're playing this game for some dynamic gameplay, clean visuals, and some amazing music. And I know that they have the Olimar missions and they also have a bingo battle, but honestly, I'm probably not even going to touch that, so I just didn't mention that at all. Anyway, dudes and dudettes, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to click that like and subscribe button, and let me know down in the comment section below, what did you think of Pikmin 3 Deluxe? Did you play it on the Wii U like I did 7 years ago, or did you wait till it came out on the Switch? And dudes and dudettes, new videos every Tuesday. Major Pineapple out.